Everyone got an invite to my brother's graduation dinner, except me. My dad said, "We didn't think you'd want to come since you barely finished school yourself." I just smiled and said, "Then don't worry about my ceremony next month." 2 weeks later, my cousin posted a selfie standing under a banner with my face on it. That's when the calls started. The banner read, "Congratulations, Dr. Emma Mitchell, summa cum laude." My phone exploded with notifications from family members who'd written me off years ago. See, my family always saw me as the failure. My brother Jake was the golden child. Straight A's, debate captain, perfect everything. I had undiagnosed ADHD and struggled with C's and D's. Every dinner became an interrogation about my latest disappointment. "Why can't you just apply yourself like Jake?" my mom would ask, while my dad shook his head in silent judgment. Jake would sit there looking uncomfortable, but never defended me. The constant comparisons crushed my spirit until I stopped trying altogether. When I graduated high school barely passing, they threw Jake a lavish party with extended family, friends, and my parents' colleagues. For me, a tense dinner and a community college pamphlet. "We have to be realistic about your capabilities, Emma," my dad said, sliding the brochure across the table like a consolation prize. I moved out the next day with just my Honda Civic and whatever fit in the trunk. My parents seemed almost relieved to see me go. Jake called once to ask where I was staying, but the conversation was brief and awkward. I found a tiny studio apartment and took a job as a receptionist at a medical clinic to pay the bills. I visited for holidays, enduring the pitying looks and pointed questions about when I would get serious about my future. They'd update me on Jake's achievements, his internships, his academic awards, his acceptance to prestigious MBA programs. I'd just nod and smile. What they didn't know was that working at the clinic had sparked something in me. I found the medical field fascinating, and several doctors noticed my natural aptitude for understanding complex cases. One physician, Dr. Ramirez, took me under her wing. She recognized my ADHD symptoms immediately and helped me get properly diagnosed and treated. "You have a brilliant mind, Emma," she told me. "You just needed the right tools to access it." With her encouragement, I enrolled in night classes at the community college. For the first time in my life, I experienced academic success. My grades were stellar. I discovered that with proper support for my ADHD, I didn't just learn, I excelled. I transferred to a 4-year university, completed my undergraduate degree with honors, and was accepted to medical school. Throughout this journey, I maintained minimal contact with my family. Holiday visits became phone calls, then just text messages. They never asked about my education, assuming I was still working as a receptionist. A few times I tried mentioning my classes, but my father would change the subject, and my mother would look uncomfortable. Jake was too busy with his own success to notice mine. Only Megan, my cousin on my mother's side, knew the truth. She'd always been kind to me, and when I told her about medical school, she became my biggest cheerleader. She attended every milestone, my white coat ceremony, my clinical rotations, my research presentations. The day before Jake's MBA graduation dinner, I called my parents one last time. "Are you sure there's no room for me tomorrow?" I asked. "Emma, we've been through this," my dad said. "It's for people who've actually accomplished something academically." That's when I knew I was done hiding. At my medical school graduation, Megan sat in the front row beaming as I walked across the stage to receive my diploma and my honor cords. The dean announced that I'd graduated summa cum laude and had been accepted into a competitive residency program. When Megan posted that photo, she included the caption, "So proud of my cousin Dr. Emma." While some people thought she'd never amount to anything, she was quietly becoming a doctor. Never give up. Now my phone won't stop ringing. My dad's first text. "Why didn't you tell us you were in medical school?" I replied. "You never asked what I was actually doing with my life. You just assumed I'd failed." My mom called crying, apologizing for all the years they'd dismissed me. Jake sent a long message saying he was proud and sorry for not standing up for me. But the best part? They postponed his graduation dinner to throw me a celebration instead. Sometimes the best revenge is just living well.